Tensions between the world's two superpowers are reaching a critical juncture. As US Secretary of State Antony Blinken meets with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, both sides are acutely aware of the perilous path ahead. The meeting, occurring on the final day of Blinken's second visit to China in the past year, underscores the urgency of addressing deepening divisions between the United States and China. While both Blinken and Wang Yi stressed the importance of open communication, they also acknowledged the grave risks posed by misunderstandings and miscalculations. Wang Yi cautioned that despite some signs of stabilization in the China-US relationship, negative factors continue to accumulate, threatening to plunge the nations into a downward spiral.
Should China and the United States keep to the right direction of moving forward with stability or return to a downward spiral? This is a major question before our two countries.
The specter of conflict looms large as tensions simmer over a myriad of contentious issues, from the South China Sea to Taiwan and human rights. Blinken echoed the sentiment, emphasizing the Biden administration's commitment to dialogue despite persistent differences.
Moving forward on the agenda that our president set requires active diplomacy. And there's no substitute, in our judgment, for face-to-face diplomacy in order to try to move forward, but also to make sure that we're as clear as possible about the areas where we have differences, at the very least, to avoid misunderstandings, to avoid miscalculations.
However, recent actions by the United States, including the signing of a massive foreign aid bill by President Joe Biden, have only exacerbated tensions. The $95 billion foreign aid package, which includes provisions to counter China's influence in Taiwan and the South China Sea, has drawn sharp rebuke from Beijing. China sees the aid package as a dangerous provocation, particularly in light of ongoing territorial disputes and Beijing's assertiveness in the Indo-Pacific region.
China's concerns are consistent. We always call for respecting each other's core interests and urge the United States not to interfere in China's internal affairs, not to hold China's development back, and not to step on China's red lines on China's sovereignty, security, and development interests.
But it's not just regional tensions that are fueling the flames of discord. The bill also targets Chinese tech giant TikTok, seeking to force its China-based parent company to sell the platform. China has vehemently opposed such efforts, viewing them as meddling in its internal affairs. Furthermore, the bill allocates $61 billion in aid to Ukraine to defend itself against Russia's aggression, a move that Beijing sees as further provocation. China's support for Russia's military-industrial sector has drawn ire from the Biden administration, accusing Beijing of enabling Moscow to evade Western sanctions and escalate attacks on Ukraine.
China is the top supplier of machine tools, microelectronics, nitrocellulose, which is critical to making munitions and rocket propellants, and other dual-use items that Moscow is using to ramp up its defense industrial base. A defense industrial base that is churning out rockets, drones, tanks, and other weapons that President Putin is using to invade a sovereign country, to demolish its power grid and other civilian infrastructure, to kill innocent children, women, and men. Russia would struggle to sustain its assault on Ukraine without China's support.
With tensions simmering on multiple fronts, The world watches anxiously as Blinken and Wang navigate the delicate balance between cooperation and conflict. As the clock ticks and the geopolitical landscape shifts, the fate of US-China relations hangs in the balance. Will diplomacy prevail, or are we on the brink of a new era of confrontation?